She looks metallic. Metallic, metallic, metallic.
So I can't quite recall all the night's sensation.
Welcome to The Chop, and in this episode we have Out and Proud. Our Drag Race showed the whole world that we learned absolutely nothing about the difference between acceptance and tokenism. Diabetes and Lady Camden coming for RuPaul, and RuPaul clapping back. Then we're going to talk about the outing of Maddy and the difference between orientation and gender identity. We have an almost all lip-sync talent show, the Cryptiques, and then the confessional chart and speculations. I really didn't like this premiere. There was almost nothing going on. It was kind of messy, it was kind of disjointed, and it was completely focused on Maddy being straight. I mean, because fuck this Astorina's drag, am I right? First, can straight men do drag? Let's get this out of the way. As I always say, drag is art and art belongs to everybody. So of course they can and of course they should, if so they like. Now the point is, can straight men be on Drag Race? What it's always been a queer space, a space for us, a space for our stories. So a case could be made for saying, no, we don't want straight cisgender people in here. This is our space. Now, personally, I haven't made up my mind yet. Because on the other hand, there is also a case that could be made for saying that, well, times are changing. We don't need my space, your space, their space anymore. All the space is our space. We are a united society. If you take this as a symptom of the fact that things are really changing, then it's a good thing. So I want to wait and see how the situations evolve with the next seasons before I come to a definite conclusion. But you can make your own mind on that. It's a new day in the workroom, and differently from episode 1, there is not much happening in here. We are introduced to two things. One is a possible feud between Georgios and Jasmine. They have the same age, almost, they are both dancers, they are both young, and they both, at some point, come on camera talking about each other's. The second thing is that we find out that Maddy is straight. Through a set of mismatched confessional from Maddy, where she talks about the impression that she wants to make, that she wants to give to the other queens during the entrance, and the confessionals comes obviously from two different days. So we already know that they try to put emphasis on the fact that we have a straight guy among us. Oh my god, he is straight. Ooh, hide our dildos. No. But that's the impression that they want to get. And the second, we are reminded by Diabetes through a confessional telling us Maddy has a lot to show us. A lot, with a nice smirk on the end. I already have a little bit, of a hunch, but I don't want to believe it yet. Because as faggots, we should all know very well what it means to be outed. What it means to be put in a situation in which things about you that you don't want to be known are aired by somebody else. It's like it's lingering in there. And I'm thinking, well, what better way to show our maturity than start doing to others the things that were done to us? I think it goes full circle, am I right? After this, we move to the photo shoot, where we get, for 1 minute straight, RuPaul's best impressions of Simone's Fectry woman. I don't know, it's her show, she can do whatever she wants, it's terrible, it's annoying, she is unhinged, and in a way, it's even entertaining. Can you guess how much every queen lasted in the photo shoot? It was about 30 seconds. She gets a minute, you get 30 seconds. This is her show, not your show. This is her show, you are a guest. And remember that, because it's going to be important later on. Nevertheless, even in here, we're reminded again of what is the storyline for this episode. It's Maddy. So conveniently, she finds a hat in the Tic Tac pool. Who does this hat belong to? It belongs to Santino. And I'm like, the anti-vaxxer? This is who are we going to give a shout out during the show? That guy? Are we talking about the same guy? You know what this reminds me of? Do any of you watch Futurama? Because there is like an episode in which the professor has like this monkey, and he made a hat that harnesses the power of the sun in order to make the monkey smarter. And when the monkey loses the head, she becomes completely stupid. I think we could draw a parallel in here. Spaghetti, I love how they had Michelle make a vaccine joke just later in the episode. to counterbalance the Santino joke. I didn't get that. I missed that. Cameron Brooks, what's a Santino? I don't know. I removed that from my mind, so I don't know. Moving on, we get back to the workroom to get a little bit more of a reminder of the storyline for the episode, where our new goddess Angeria reminds us that Maddy kind of looks like he owns cattle, with a little bit of rodeo music playing in the background, because, you know, you gotta hit the audience and you gotta hit them right. They don't have to forget where the focus actually is.
Maddy is looking like a farmer. Looks like she owns cattle and bulls and goats and things.
And you might think this is over. But no, it's not over. The best part is yet to come, because we get introduced to the Goldstar storyline. Did you notice the Goldstar storyline? This conversation about being intimate with a woman that comes out of nowhere. Did anybody think it was a little bit too convenient that exactly that topic came out at that time during the premiere in which you have a straight guy in there? At some point in other seasons, yes, they got to talk about that as well. But it never really happened in a premiere the moment the queens get out of drag. That is the moment where usually it's eye candy moment, where all the queens talk about, oh, you look like this, oh, you are so different, oh, you look so good, and everything else. That's what we usually get, but not here. If you ask me, that's not a coincidence at all. Because we have Diabetes out of camera saying, hey Jasmine, look at my titties. And then Lady Camden casually drops, I never touched real titties before.
Where's Jasmine? What? Look at my titties.
I want to see your titties.
Oh my God. Or you're just CRB.
I've just never touched real boobies before.
And then Deja responds, are you a Goldstar, Camden? And then out of camera, Diabetes pushes this thing again, asking everybody else, oh, who is a Goldstar here? Are you a Goldstar?
Are you a Goldstar, Camden? Yeah. Who's a Goldstar? Are you a Goldstar, gang?
I don't know, I might be. I'm not sure
Do you know what it is?
Then she explains for the camera what a Goldstar is, and then points out at Maddy and says, oh, she's not a Goldstar either.
A Goldstar is somebody that hasn't had sex with the opposite sex.
I wasn't always this gay.
We're not Goldstars. Okay, and Maddie's not a Goldstar either.
I'm not a...
Then she has a nice laugh about it, spreads some ignorance in the confessionals about the difference between gender identity and sexual orientation, and then she goes on to her business because it's business as usual.
I'm not a...
Yeah.
I know that Maddy identifies as a straight male.
How do we unpack everything that's happening in here? What exactly is going on? You have Diabetes, who is the only queen who knows about Maddy. She's the only one. Production knows and Diabetes knows. She's the one starting the whole thing in a very inconspicuous way, but in order for the whole thing to work as well as it did, it needed a little bit of support from somebody else. That somebody else is Lady Camden, because she's the one that makes the whole thing explicit by saying,
I've just never touched real boobies before.
Only after that, you have Deja coming in and asking,
Are you a Goldstar, Camden? Yeah.
The addition of the term Goldstar, for me, it's like completely coincidental, because at this point, no matter if you give it a name or not, the cat is out of the bag already. So how the hell did we get here? And I can think of only two possibilities. Either producers took Diabetes and Lady on the side and told them to introduce the topic, or option number two. Diabetes saw an opportunity for camera time and convinced Lady to join. And I am inclined to think it's going to be the second one. A split second later, you already have RuPaul coming back to the workroom, interrupting the whole thing, and taking all of these queens one by one to the table to have a nice little talk.
Hey, queens. I see you've all moved in.
Then proceeds to take several royal dumps on Diabetes and Lady Camden. Has any of you noticed how harsh she was on both, especially on Diabetes? But then she took Deja on the side, and to her, she was welcoming, she was encouraging. It's like she's showering in compliments, which is the exact opposite that she would do if she was caught by production plotting to take these things out before RuPaul could take it out. Because this is RuPaul stuff. She is the one who has to have the camera in on her when this issue will go out. She is the one responsible for opening new doors, bringing a straight guy in here. That's her thing, not you. To me, it looks like In a way, these two queens thought, you know what, okay, we have an opportunity to get some camera time. There is a good storyline, it's going to come out anyway, so let's push a little bit on it. Can you give me a hand, lady? Well, yes, of course I can give you a hand, because when you think about it, how many other queens she could have asked for help? Because you have two young queens who are a little bit unreliable. You cannot really trust them to look, you know, as if it's not a calculated thing, it's just happening. Then you have Angeria, which is a little bit too real. Who else are you left with to ask to? Deja doesn't really look like the kind of person that would do this kind of thing. Who else? Who else? Maddy? Mario, RuPaul getting an Emmy for that shit. That's the same thing that I was thinking. That's the same thing that I was thinking. That stunt that looks like Diabetes and Lady Camden tried to pull almost cost RuPaul an Emmy. And then we move out to Maddy, because it's time to out Maddy. So first, RuPaul tries to kind of subtly get him into the conversation, and she drops the word straight in there.
It's got to be something special. You know, if you do a straight, I'm doing something that is just everyday normal thing.
That's not the first time it's going to happen this episode. It's subtle, but it's there. If you are in a position in which you don't want to be outed, you will notice the use of those words. You will definitely notice. And everyone who has been in that situation, they know exactly that once you feel pressured, you start notice this kind of shit and they get to you. It doesn't work. It is not coming out. So at this point, she comes out directly and say, okay, so you made history by being the first straight cisgender man on Drag Race. I added cisgender because Mama is not really up to date with the terminology. And of course, after that, we get a ton of reaction shots to pull even more attention for the viewer. It's drama. Oh my god, he is straight. Everyone is completely shook. Even Diabetes is completely shook for some reason. Maybe she is shook that Mama got to out him before she could actually do it. I don't know. But we, the audience, get all of these nice reaction shots because we should be shocked. You know, the fact that we have a straight guy among us is shocking for some reason. Again, Disasterina exists. I just want to say she exists for several years already. What do I think about this scene? It was disheartening to watch, because it really showed that we as a community learned absolutely nothing about the difference between acceptance and tokenism. When you accept someone, the accent is on that someone's needs, that someone's individual way to be. That's where the accent is. Tokenism is very different because the accent is on yourself and your gain, and it often comes at the expense of the person that you are pretending to accept. How many of you had a friend that at some point casually dropped that you like to take it up the ass sometimes, or get a little bit of taste of kitty cat from time to time, and you know, come out saying how accepting they are, how much they don't care, how anybody shouldn't care, because acceptance is the good thing and they are good people. You know, it's just that sometimes people don't care. They just want to appear good. They just want to appear like desirable. Oh, look at me, look at how accepting I am. They just don't give a shit. They are good people and you are expendable for them proving that they're good people. People are fucked up in that way. I don't understand what's the point. I don't care if he's straight and he's not oppressed. There's a person there who is not really comfortable in sharing something private. He doesn't want to. Once we finally got accepted, now we are able to do to others the same shit that was done to us, because why not? I mean, it's a sad look. It's sad. A tale as old as time of how the oppressed, for some reason, starts becoming the oppressor and doing the same exact shit that was done to them to others. Moving on, what do we have next? It's a new day in the workroom and we have a mirror moment. Guess with who? With Maddy again, because it's her episode after all. So we have Deja repeating the same thing that Diabetes said it before, through a confessional, because she goes and says, it's crazy to me that you identify as straight. And this is the second time that we hear this thing. Being straight is not gender identity. It's important that we say that. Gender identity is how you identify, sexual orientation is what you like. It's two different things. Orientation is not an identity. It's part of your identity, but it's not an identity. If we tell the whole world right now that sexual orientation equals identity, we confuse them. We don't want them confused, especially on the issue of identity, which is still a very much ongoing battle. Since the world is watching and it's telling us, we empathize with your community, we are listening, we are willing to learn, let's meet halfway, let's not confuse them, let them understand. Moving on to the talent show. Let's do it very, very quickly. First of all, I have a correction from last video. It turns out that the queens do not get to choose the song that they want to play. They choose from a list. Specifically, Willow saw a song on the list that was the same song that she used in a performance that she did in high school. That performance was what we saw on stage. Do you remember when I said it looked like the comedy was a little bit underdeveloped? And it starts to make sense knowing now that's a high school performance. So out of curiosity, I went to her channel and checked one of the adult performances since she's 26. You have no idea. She will fuck everybody up on that stage if you come this much too close. I don't understand how she got the patience with RuPaul, but trust me, the impression of, you know, the nice queen who will just be victimized and no. That ain't gonna happen. If they do that, they will have to do the same thing that they did for Jinx in season 5. Cut out every single time she clapped back. Going through this talent very, very quickly. Georges, to me, she had the best lip sync out of all of them. She has dips, spins, turns, kicks, cartwheels. It was a very good performance, a very good cohesive performance. It starts slow and then there is a build up to something. It was very energetic, it was entertaining to watch to me. She looks like a younger sister of Laganja. But you know what I think about lip syncing for a talent? It's a missed opportunity. This is Drag Race. You will lip sync anyway, one way or the other. Either you are at the bottom 2 or you reach the top 4 and then you lip sync for the crown. We will see you lip sync. You missed the opportunity of the wow factor when we saw you lip syncing for the first time. Not to mention that you missed the opportunity in the talent show of showing a side of you, and also lazy in a way. For me, if you lip sync, either you are out of this world or you deserve to be in the bottom. So for me, her performance was really, really good, and she deserved to be low. Jasmine, a lip sync. I don't know, she pretty much stood there, did a jump spin into a dip and a backflip into a split. Both of those were impressive. The problem is there was not much else going on in between. So the number didn't look very cohesive to me. It wasn't as polished as with Georges. So for me, she should be in the bottom. Diabetes. Welcome on stage. Crystal Method. Another lip sync, and it just pales in comparison from, you know, the first 2 girls. So for me, it's absolutely the bottom. Lady Camden. A lip sync disguised as a campy ballet routine. I appreciated the effort of putting an accent on the ballet and campy side of it, but ad-libbing and dancing is very much the definition of a lip sync. I reward her effort with a low instead of a bottom. Deja. It was kind of boring, not very funny, despite the judges living for it. In a way, I lived more for the judges' reaction than the actual performance. So for me, this one was bottom deserving as well. Then we have Maddy. Maddy is playing the guitar. Nothing major. That's no Satriani there, not even like a distant cousin. But at least it's original, it's something different. I appreciated the effort of bringing in something new. It wasn't nothing to gag on, but at least it did that. So for me, it deserves to be safe because of that. Then our goddess, Angeria, another lip sync, this time to an original song. So again, like I said for the episode before, I appreciate the effort that you put in an original song. So for me, she should be just low, not in the bottom for that. Coming out of this talent, my thought is, I don't think anyone deserved to win this at all. Nobody brought enough to say, okay, you deserve the win for this. Unless we ignore the fact that they are lip syncing for a talent. In that case, then yes, there is a winner. It could be anyone between Georges, Lady, or Angeria, depending on which performance you enjoyed the most. I agree with the winner, and I also agree with the bottom placement, which is something, isn't it? Moving on to the Cryptiques.
Bullshit. 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 That's bullshit. Bullshit. Bullshit.
That's a joke. Every fucking time.
I was being realistic.
Realistic with bullshit? Girl, bullshit. You are a fucking liar.
We are in for the Cryptiques, with extra special guest judge, Alicia Keys. Now, I like Alicia Keys. She's a great singer, but she is no actress, because for the entire time, you could tell that she was really trying her best to, you know, go with the flow, get the job done, but she was having none of it. You could literally see in her face that she was like, I'm going to fucking fire my manager. When I come out from this, I'm going to fire him, and that's it. Let's start with Georges. Carlson says he loved the stone and the makeup looked airbrushed. This is all that we are going to get for the dress and for the makeup. Then Michelle. She loved the energy, but the slow beginning didn't play to her advantage, and she should have gone all in since the very beginning. And please understand, I am paraphrasing, because looks like Michelle likes to be cryptic, to kind of sound smarter, while she has no concept of crescendo. Our performance starts slow, only to slowly build up, and that makes sense. But of course, she doesn't have to win, so we're going to pretend that you have to go 110% from the very beginning. Which reminds me of something. Is it time to shit on Jen? If it's Jen, you cannot be 110% all of the time. No. We need to have a little bit of crescendo. We need to have those peaks and valleys. Oh my god, I can recall the critiques by words. I don't know, I don't want to say I have PTSD from All-Star 6 and what happened to Jen. It's not fair to the people who live and suffer with this, but I don't have the fluency to transmit my feeling about that situation. Then Michelle continues. She is going to sway us with her personality. And I'm asking when? It's like in the future, you're like predicting the future, or this is an impression? We don't know. Then she continues, she feels herself in drag, everything she does as a flourish. I don't know what it means. I try to understand it, I try to translate it, I don't understand it. Then we move on to Alicia. She had the confidence that didn't quit. She loved it and it gave her life. A lip sync wasn't tight enough. She is fearless performer and she liked her. Then we move on to RuPaul. Please keep an eye on this. RuPaul asks, do you perform this at the nightclub? Because Mama is sneaky, honey. Mama is really sneaky. Georgios answers, and she says that she legit does it since the song came out. And to me, she legit shot herself in the foot, because legit, that makes it even worse, because legit, she completely repurposed a performance that she was doing before, which is a shit look. So thank you, Mhmaru, for prompting this admission. Then we move to Deja. Carlson loves the color and job well done on the runway look. Now, I don't know about you, but has anybody here ever seen a video from Kristen McConnell? She would have a tablecloth made from that fabric. I didn't like that dress. Michelle says, the routine was brave, because it was different. Brave. The routine was brave. I'm sure Michelle knows the meaning of bravery, because, you know, she once died at Stonewall. But brave? Bravery is something else. Luis Felipe, Michelle should have said nerve instead of brave. There you have it. Oh my god, Michelle is giving something positive to a queen that's going to be in the bottom. Praise be. Then she tells her, everyone lip-synced and you stood out, but for the wrong reason, because it wasn't really funny. And I agree with that. Then RuPaul intercepts, saying that she wants it straight, casually dropping the straight word once again, oh my god, and describing all the ways she wants to get it. I think we're onto something in here. Maddy, run. Who's next? Jasmine. So Carlson goes in length to describe the number, something that she didn't do for Georgios. Michelle says she's a pageant girl, she has only 2 words for her, which is the queen. She gave her 60 drag, she loves it, she's 22, and she already has her reference. No mention that she started slow as well. Then we move on to Alicia. The look is body. She doesn't know what's happening. Wait, what? Maybe I fucked up the notes. I don't think so. Usually I'm pretty thorough with the critiques. I don't know, maybe she's tired, maybe she didn't want to go on, maybe she didn't know what to say, so the ball goes back to Mhmaru. And Mhmaru is jealous of her titties. She looks like the child of Eddie Willem and Alyssa Edwards. No. I don't know. Well, yes, I do know. I'm telling you later when we do the speculations. But for the moment, I am not convinced of all the things that the judges said, because to me, the dress is stunning, but the makeup kind of gave me young boy first time in drag. Of course, nobody mentions it. Then Mhmaru continues. She's phenomenal and she is hungry. So am I. Jasmine is a firecracker. She was bouncing off the wall, so they drooled all over Jasmine. Maddy. Michelle says that she needs help with the makeup, just a little tweaks here and there, and Carlson continues saying this is really fun and hold your head high. We stand Carlson in here, so either you laugh in the chat or you will get banned. That's my Carlson. Nobody touch Carlson. Do you guys like Carlson? Because I think I have a bias, and maybe it's just as full of shit as everybody else. It's just that I cannot see it because I'm in love with his reactions and the fact that he is gay as fuck, as Joey J would say, and he doesn't give a shit, is flamboyant, and it's just, it's a joy to watch. I don't know how else to say it. I like Carlson. I would probably even fuck Carlson because he's Carlson and he deserves everything, everywhere, anytime. Am I saying too much? Should I start to shut the fuck up? Maybe. He wasn't sure what was happening when he was playing the guitar with his tongue, and he needs to work the camera and the audience. I agree with that. If you do a performance, the camera needs to see it. If it doesn't come on camera, it didn't exist, and people are going to doubt it. You always need to be showing what you're actually doing, especially if you're being successful while doing it. I mean, he was playing the guitar with his tongue, which I'm sure got all of the ladies excited already. Nevertheless, the camera needs to see it. Then we move on to RuPaul. She's fantasizing about Maddy playing the guitar with his penis. Girl, we knew. We got it already. We got it from the beginning of the episode. Stop it. Stop it. It's not cute. Then we move on to Alicia. And Alicia is happy that he played the blues. And she's got taste. And she's got vibes. And they are in the same zone. And while she's saying all of these things, you can read it in her face. She's thinking, please kill me. Please kill me now. Is it over already? I want to go back home. I will say whatever the fuck I have to say, but I want to be back home. Then Michelle continues. She appreciated the guitar playing, and it was amazing. And I'm like, yeah, sure. It was really amazing. I was jerking off to that guitar. It was so amazing. But she needed to turn to the camera and show her licking the guitar strings to get all the ladies excited. No, I'm just kidding. Michelle loved the runway. The outfit was never seen on the main stage before. It's stupid, full on crazy, and she loves it. But it was costumey. You see, Mazel, that's exactly the bullshit that caused World of Wonder to tell you we don't need you to do Drag Race Pain. Stop asking, we don't need you. Nobody needs you there to tell to another culture, or even the same culture, because this shit is annoying in the US as well, I'm sure of it. To a drag queen, oh, you are costumey. Fuck off. I wanted costumey. That's drag. This is something that I found on the drama subreddit. Michelle actually asked to be a main judge on Drag Race Pain. Listen, during lockdown, I studied Spanish. I am fluent in Spanish. Like, yeah, yes you are. She can sound native. I'm not bullshitting you. It's right here. And I can do accents very well. You know how fucking difficult it is to master accents in another language? I can guarantee you 6 months of Babbel or Duolingo or Rosetta Stone, whatever app you're using, will not make you fluent in any language, unless we're talking about baby talk. I know I can sound native. And they were like, no, Michelle, no. Who do we have next? Oh, the goddess, Angeria. So, Carlson. The look was perfection. He clearly has taste. I told you that there is a reason why we like the guy. Michelle, stunning. RuPaul loves it. Do you start to see a pattern in here? She has the shortest Cryptiques out of all of them. The performance. Carlson needs an ambulance. The death drop was perfect, and I told you already before. The man has taste. Alicia, loved it. Was so good, and she liked the song. She was her favorite, she connected to her spirit, and she was polished. I don't know if this is to cut her short, because the whole episode, apart from Maddy, puts the accent on her. She is the narrator of the whole episode, so why didn't we get a little bit more from the Cryptiques? For me, she won me with the personality. She has a brain that actually works, she knows how to do her job, she is funny, she has charisma. The only thing that I can tell about her, the makeup had a little bit of uncanny valley quality to it. I cannot pinpoint what it was, because I don't understand makeup. I can tell you if something looks good for me or not. I don't understand how different things give different impressions or play with the perception of depth. I don't understand that. But there was something in there that made her face look strange, a little bit alien. Was this makeup? There was something to it. I don't know what it is. That is the difference between not knowing shit and being an expert on something. That's the difference there. Moving on to Lady. Carlson said it was fabulous. She has the skill set, she did ballet the drag way. Michelle, the look is adorable and she loves the tail. Of course, Michelle doesn't say anything if it's costumey or not. Alicia, the outfit shows personality. It was individual, she looks like a Pokemon character, and we are in for a good time when we are hanging with her. Whatever that means. When Alicia went backstage, she sat down with Lady, they had a good drink, smoked a couple of joints together, you know, they were hanging out. It's not like Alicia was like with a mirror in between and staying away. Of course, we say nothing about her makeup because it doesn't matter. And differently from Maddy, her outfit is not costumey. But RuPaul strangely likes her, despite what happened in the workroom, and she's excited to see more from her. Oh, that is interesting. but they are taking a huge dump on Diamethod. So Carlson goes in and says, the look has a punk vibe, but the back is ripped, which it fucking is. Michelle, I can see the resemblance to Crystal in her face. And I was like, resemblance? That's Crystal. That's no family resemblance in there. It's one-on-one Crystal. Then they go on. The lip sync was lackluster, and since on RuPaul's Drag Race they lip sync for their lives every week, she had to make an effort to make them gag. She looked good and the energy was good, but the whole number was basic. RuPaul said, you did a good job, but I still didn't get personality. It's a kind of convenient thing to say, because different people can get different things first, and you can always apply it to someone and say, oh, I didn't get who you are. Did anyone notice the last critique for her? Alicia says she could be the underdog that comes out and shows everybody. So we'll see where it goes. And I was like, what the fuck? Is that a spoiler? Why would she say something like that? This is the queen that it's going home. She is going home. I'm like, if she gets an underdog edit, I am done. I already have to work my ass off to avoid spoilers on YouTube, spoilers on Twitter, spoilers on Reddit, spoilers on Discord, spoilers on people coming while I do the review, spoilers here, spoilers there. If she gets a fucking underdog edit, I am done with the US season. I am done with production giving the fucking paper to the guest judges and saying, this is her storyline, this is how she's going to evolve in the season, say something that it's coherent with this. How did this pass production? I don't know. Hey guys, sorry I couldn't manage to finish editing the speculation part of the video. Something happened and I just couldn't find the time to finish. So I left a pinned comment in the comment section, and in there you will find a link with a timestamp. And if you click on it, it will bring you directly to the live stream at the exact moment where I started doing the speculations. So to bring you up to date, on Monday I found some blot on the cage, and when I checked the mice I found a huge growth on Spot, and I don't know where it came from. I asked my partner, he told me that he saw a little bit of something on Saturday and didn't think too much about it. So yesterday we went to the vet and she diagnosed it as an aggressive tumor. The problem is that it's very vascularized, so even when she inserted a small needle, she kind of bled a lot, and honestly I didn't even think she would survive the night. So basically at this point we are not left with much of a choice. Either we do something about it, or this thing is growing so fast that she'll be gone probably by the end of the week. So we asked the vet for surgery, she didn't have time, we found another clinic, and we're going to do a pre-visit in the afternoon. She will get surgery tomorrow. Her chances of survival are not really good. The tumor is too vascularized, so there is a possibility that she will just pass during surgery due to the loss of blood. You know, you cannot really give transfusions to mice. And even if she survives that, I never actually had a mouse properly heal after surgery. There is always something happen when an infection develops. We don't even know if the tumor metastasized. So it's a little bit of a shitty situation. So if you want to send some good vibes, a thought, I don't know, a prayer if you're religious, whatever it is, she's really in a rough spot. So I don't know. We will see what happens, and I'll keep you posted. In the meantime, thank you for staying with me. I hope the video was entertaining, and maybe I'll see you on Sunday. Less prepared, probably, than usual, but it is how it is. Okay? I'll see you soon.